Conditionals. Zero conditional. We can talk about general facts or things that are always true using an if sentence. This kind of sentence has the present tense in both parts. So if plus present tense and then present tense. Example, if the price of a product falls, demand for it usually rises. In statements like this, if means the same as when or every time. This is sometimes called the zero conditional. Next we have first conditional. When we talk about the results of future events that are reasonably likely, we can use an if sentence. The if clause states the condition and the other clause states the result. So condition and then the result. If plus present tenses and then will plus bare infinitive. Example, if you give me an extra day's holiday, I'll work this weekend. The if clause can come in the first part of the sentence or the second. If the government raises taxes in the next budget, consumer spending will fall. Consumer spending will fall if the government raises taxes in the next budget. Common mistakes, we do not use will in the if part of the sentence. Wrong. If the shipment will arrive today, I will collect it. Right. If the shipment arrives today, I will collect it. If or when. When we talk about events that will take place in the future, we can use if or when, but there is an important difference in meaning. I'm flying to the States today. I'll give you a call if I get in at a reasonable time. The speaker is not sure if he will get in at a reasonable time or not. I'm flying to the States tonight. I'll give you a call when I get there. The speaker has no doubt that the plane will arrive safely. Variations. We can use the imperative or a modal verb instead of will plus infinitive. Imperative. If you hear from Susan today, tell her to ring me. If Mr. Duval comes in, get him to sign that contract. Modal. If the traffic is bad, I may get home late. If we sign the contract today, we can start production at the end of next month. We can use the present continuous or the present perfect in the if clause. Present continuous. If they are still considering Peru, I shall suggest Lima. Present perfect. If you have placed the order, the goods will arrive in 10 days. If and unless. Unless means the same as if, not. It always refers to the conditional part of the sentence and not the result part of the sentence. If sales don't improve soon, we'll have to cut production. Unless sales improve soon, we'll have to cut production. We often use not plus unless, which means only if, when we want to emphasize a condition. The bank will only lend me the money if I can get them some kind of security. The bank won't lend me the money unless I can give them some kind of security. In case or so that. We use in case to talk about precautions and safety measures we will take before a problem happens. These precautions, however, will not prevent the problem from happening. I'll reserve the meeting room from 3 to 9 in case the meeting goes on for a long time. I'll reserve the room for 6 hours to be on the safe side. The meeting may or may not go on for a long time. We use so that to talk about the purpose of a decision or a safety measure. Usually, these safety measures are designed to achieve a benefit of some kind or to prevent a problem from happening in the first place. I'll reserve the room from 3 to 5 so that the meeting doesn't go on for a long time. We will only have the room for 2 hours, and that will prevent the meeting from going on for a long time. We'll have to stop at 5 p.m. Provided that, as long as, etc. We can use provided that, providing, as long as, or so long as when we want to emphasize a condition. These mean if and only if. I will sign this contract provided that you guarantee me a commission rate of 15%. I will not sign if you don't give me this guarantee. The strike will be successful as long as we all stay together. It will only succeed if we stay together. Providing and so long as mean the same as providing that and so long as, but they are a little less formal. Note that we use the same sentence pattern as with other if sentences. Let's build some conditionals from some sentence fragments. Traffic may be okay. We get to the airport on time. If the traffic is okay, we'll get to the airport on time. Weather may be good. They have the party in the garden. If the weather is good, they'll have the party in the garden. It may rain. They hold the reception in the marquee. If it rains, they'll hold the reception in the marquee. The play may do well. It open on Broadway. If the play does well, it'll open on Broadway. The play does badly, it close after a week. If the play does badly, it'll close after a week. Next, let's look at conditionals using the words if and unless. We're not going to get that contract if we don't improve our offer. We're not going to get that contract unless we improve our offer. Only phone me if it's an emergency. Please don't phone me unless it's an emergency. If demand doesn't increase soon, we're going to have a bad year. We're going to have a bad year unless demand increases soon. This project will only be viable if you can cut your overhead. This project will not be viable unless you can cut your overhead. I'll accept an overseas posting if I can have my job back when I return. I won't accept an overseas posting unless I can have my job back when I return.